Good evening, everyone. Hello, as you are all coming into the chat room this evening. Here's Rob. Thank you for joining tonight. Here is Denise. Thank you for being with me this evening. This is another edition of the Tarot Journey, only on Star Nations Radio Network. Thank you all for filing in. We're talking about love letters and the tarot and what that's all about this evening. I went down to the river. We've had a lot of rain here, and so the river is really, really high. Several roads are closed, and so I went down to the river to see just how close it has risen, how close to the shore, and I did a little live stream teaser there this evening, inviting all of you to come to the show that we were talking about love. We're opening our hearts and really what this time is all about. Hi, Holly. Thank you for being here this evening. If you get a chance, could you please like the show and share it? Here's Connie Vaughter. Hi, Connie. So many wonderful folks all showing up, all gathering here to talk about love in the tarot. So thank you for being here. Hi, Nikki. Nikki says, I could use a little love. It's been quite a day. I feel ya. I think all of us have been ramshackled. If that's not a word, I'm making it a word. Ramshackled. As I was really thinking about the show and honing in on what I wanted to share this evening, one thing I want to be clear about is that this is the time that everything is being laid bare. We're not able to hide anymore. Nobody can hide, good or bad. Hi, Neshi. Slide in from Paul's show. Thanks for being here. Connie, thank you for coming here this evening. And let me move this. Holly, hello. Thank you all for joining me. So as I was saying, this time is all about everything being exposed. It's like literally the snake that is shedding its skin. And for a period of 2 or 3 days, somebody who knows a little bit more about snakes can help me out with that they are so vulnerable to the elements and completely blind for that time frame before the new skin grows back. And just think about the times that you have a sunburn. I'm very fair skin, the rosy cheeks and all that good jazz. And when I go to the beach, I have to be very careful because I burn very easily. If any of you have had those flaky sunburns and, the raw skin is exposed and it's very tender, very tender. So that's what this time is. Very, very tender. Hello, Sonia. Welcome aboard, everyone. Welcome aboard. It's love. It's love in the tarot. And I want to ask you, if you would, please like and share the show as you are led. I want to give everyone an opportunity to take the tarot journey with us, because the more people that can come along, the better time that we will have, and the better we can get to know our fellow men and women and children. Okay, so a few announcements. Please mark your calendars for March the 30th. Let me put that in there, March 30th at the Raven Cafe. It's hard for me to type and talk at the same time. I apologize. Raven Cafe. That is in Port Huron. Let me show that. Raven Cafe, 7:30 p.m., Port Huron, Michigan. Rob and I will be playing and singing. Well, he's doing the playing and I'm doing the singing. I'm the canary in all of this. And if any of you if you are members of the Share Your Talents group that Denise has created, or part of the energy healing group, you might see a little teaser of something that we are working on that was just posted over the weekend. So there's more of that to come. We'll be performing for a good 2 hours there. So that's March 30th at the Raven Cafe. Rob, can you type that a little bit better, and I'll put it up on the board so everyone can see it. It's challenging for me to type and talk at the same time. It's just my hands and my mouth don't want to work at the same time. Why are we talking about this topic tonight? Love in the tarot. Love letters from the tarot. What's that all about? Well, I'm very transparent with all of you, and this topic tonight really has inspired by a very wonderful friend of mine, an important person who has given me an assignment. And I'm sharing that assignment with all of you. March 30th at the Raven Cafe in Port Huron, Michigan. So that's Rob and Julie will be singing and playing, little poetry, little acoustic magic. So come on down. That's Good Friday. Come and join us and make it a great Friday. Yeah, I agree with that. So come on down. This topic was given to me as an assignment, really. Love letters in the tarot. The assignment was from one of my beautiful friends to write and sing and create my life the way I want it to be. I've been on a very personal and challenging healing journey for the past year. And it's been a roller coaster ride that's been more underwater than it has been on top of the water, just to be honest. And I think I'm climbing up. I think I'm climbing up that roller coaster hill to start the good part of the ride. But it has been an assignment for me to write and sing and create the life that I want. And so this topic is born out of that assignment for myself. I'm very transparent about those kinds of things. We all just experienced the eclipse, the solar eclipse. So what that is, that's the new moon. That's when the sun and the moon come together. They're like sitting together on the couch, like little sweethearts, lovey, lovey, kissy, kissy. They're just all into each other and creating something new. So that solar eclipse was in the sign of Aquarius. And I'm going to put this up here. Let's see if I can share that. Yep. The sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is the sign of revolution, enlightenment, and service to humanity. And at the very core, at the very base of what Aquarius offers us is the ability to receive love. I have some wonderful Aquarius friends, and they have been teaching me in this last year to receive, how to really be generous, and to be generous not only with giving, but also receiving, being receptive. So this time of the eclipses, which we're going to get into a little bit later, is about opening your heart to be more receptive to love. And so this time, last week, February 15th, is about the receptivity part. So some of you might be asking me, Julie, why are you talking about something that happened last week? Well, we are still in the reverberation of that. If you've ever heard a gong or a crystal singing bowl, or maybe the church bells chiming, you know that ring has a reverberation. That sound keeps resonating out into the land. So we are still in the reverberation of that newness, of that enlightenment, that waking up to being receptive to love. And as we're going to talk a little bit later, we're bouncing in that seesaw from Leo giving love to Aquarius receiving love, from Leo being authentic in your heart to Aquarius serving humanity with the authenticity of your own independence and enlightenment. So we're in that seesaw back and forth from 2016 to 2019. I'm going to see if I can type that into there. 2016 to 2019. I just want to give a shout out here to Jocelyn. She's joined us this evening. Thank you for being here. So that eclipse time frame, 2016 to 2019, I'm calling that the eclipse axis of love, because the Leo and Aquarius seesaw, is all about back and forth, giving love, receiving love, being authentic, being of service. So imagine these lovely little kiddos playing. Look at their happy faces. We're in this seesaw now, the eclipse axis of love. So it's bouncing back and forth in this. Open your heart to be more receptive to love. And so we're bringing that to the tarot this evening. Let me put these photos down. We're bringing that to the tarot this evening as love letters from the tarot. So as we always do, I want to open with sacred space, because what we do here is sacred work. We are opening our hearts and our spirits and our minds, and we are allowing the good of the universe, the love from all corners of the universe, to pour in, and we are joining with that. So we want to create that sacred and holy space, that sanctuary for us to have that. So if you would join me wherever you are, whenever you are, to please, let's create this sacred space. Holy angels and ancient ones, glistening stars to light our way, please come in, surround us, be with us, we pray. Sacred elements within us, bones, blood, spirit, and skin. We ask your loving presence, your wholeness to attend. Mother Earth and sacred ones, the holiest light, we pray. Please gently surround us for our time together today. Amun, amen. So it is. Love letters from the tarot. The tarot itself is the book of love. It's the book of life. So every page, every card of the tarot is a love letter. It has a message of love. And so we're going to talk about this evening how the tarot, the whole tarot, is a love letter. Let me put this up. I want to show all of you. If you can see this about the tarot suits. I love this little graphic. I got this, but I think okay, you can see all four of them. So the tarot suits. So the suits are the wands. That's the first one here. That's supposed to be a wand. It looks like a twig. It's a wand. And the next would be the cups or the chalices. The next one they have up here would be the swords, and the last one is the pentacles. And these are representative of the four elements and the four sacred directions. And in terms of the tarot, in terms of love letters. These are human expressions of love. So we all know that we are souls having a human experience. The who we really are, our guiding light, that light that shines out from right here in our heart center, we're little lighthouses, this little light of mine, are shining out in all directions all the time. That light is the part of us that is, was, and always will be, the spirit, the soul. And your eyes and elbows and skin, all of that, that's just the bus you're driving. This crazy curly hair that I have this time around, that's just the bus. These are the physical accoutrements. These are the human expressions of love. And that's what the tarot suits represent. Right here, the wands. The wands describe your spirit, motion, and action. When this suit comes up in a tarot reading, it's time to do something. It's like fire in the hole. It's time to rev up your engines. And so let me put up one of these cards. I got some out earlier. So here we go. There is the Page of Wands. Here he is. Let me see if I can get my hand out of the way. The Page of Wands. So the love letter that the Page of Wands tells us is about take a chance. Do something that maybe you're not as polished at. Maybe it's not something that is currently in your wheelhouse. It's a new skill, a new love, a new idea, a new project. Do it anyway. The page says, okay, I'm going to try this. I haven't mastered it yet, but I'm gonna. I think there's a little glare there. So that's the love letter that the Page of Wands gives us. But wands are all about that action, that vibrance, that passion, and spiritual mastery. That's what I love about the wands. It's that fire. It's the element of fire in the direction of the south. And these are human expressions of love. We all know what it means to, come on, baby, light my fire. You know, rev your engines and go. Right. We all know about that. The next one, the next human expression of love on the tarot journey is the chalices or the cups. The cups describe your emotions and relationships. When this suit comes up, it's time to listen to your intuition. And I can't read that word. It's kind of tiny for me. Intuition, spirit, healing. And here is an example of a love letter. This is the 10 of Cups. Let me try to get that out of the glare. The 10 of Cups. And you can probably tell by the picture that this 10 of Cups is about fulfillment. It's the idea of, your dreams have come true. Everything has come home. Everything is as it should be. That's the 10 of Cups, the love letter of the 10 of Cups. And listening to your intuition, listening to the call of spirit and your spiritual gifts, those gifts that are beyond the five senses. They mirror your five senses. We all know about the clairs: clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant, clairosmesiant, clairgustient. All of those clairs, those perceptions that are beyond our physical sense of sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and knowingness. Beyond that, it's reaching into spirit for healing and reaching the psyche, the spiritual, the soul piece of us. Corresponding with the element of water So that fluid energy, that fluidity, and the direction of the West, of regeneration, healing, rebirth. So then we get into the swords. That's the human expression of love. The swords, that would be your thoughts, intentions, and visions. This says, swords describe your thoughts and state of mind. When the suit comes up, it's time to make a plan and let go of worry. Stop worrying. Get your thoughts in order. Get your chickens in their coop. Let me see here. This is the Page of Swords. It's got the sword in the air. And it does correspond with the element of air. There, that's a little bit better. You can see him. The element of air. The direction of the east. The direction of new thought, new vision. So creative mindset. That's what the Page of Swords says. Okay, I'm going to follow a new creative mindset. I don't have it mastered yet. It's not something that I'm totally set with, but I'm going to try this. I'm going to watch some experts, and I'm going to try. I'm going to emulate. I'm going to follow directions and get some inspiration. So that would be the swords. And that's the love letter from the swords. It's all about the mind. So here we've covered the wands. That's action and passion. You need that for love. That is certainly love. Then you have the cups, the chalices, that romance and intuition and soul level empowerment. And then your creative visions and ideas and inspirations from the swords. And finally, we have the pentacles as a human expression of love from the tarot. Here we have the 9 of Pentacles. This is like the wish fulfillment card on the earthly plane. Have achieved your dreams. All of your dividends are paying off. Your investment is reaping rewards. Here is your crop for all of the seeds that you have sown. And that's your love letter from the Pentacles. That is the earth element, the direction of the north. It's the final reckoning of you planted the seed and you watered it. So, do you have your crop? And here with the 9, that's what that is. Pentacles describe your material world and your finances, your health, so the body. When this suit comes up, use your common sense and take everything to your body. So as a human expression of love, the earth elements, the pentacles, would talk about the box of chocolates and the flowers and the romantic dinner that you might have with your sweet baboo, your Valentine, right? So we just had Valentine's Day last week. We're still in that reverberation of all that love energy, just like we're in the reverberation of the solar eclipse. Let me get my drink here. So the tarot is a human expression of love. Anyone have any questions or comments so far? Please jump in. I want this to be a dialogue for us. So we talked about our ideas of love. We talked about the passion and the actions that we show love. We have talked about the spiritual understanding and the romance. And we've talked about our thoughts, how thoughts create things. That's that's the requirement of manifestation, and then the actual accoutrements of love. Those tokens, literally tokens of love. So when you think of tokens, you can think of money. So those physical representations of love, those are the human expressions of love in the tarot love letters. The tarot also has, I'm going to bring this down. The tarot also has two parts. So just like we talked about the teeter-totter, Neshe says bitcoins of love. Hey, all right. Just like we have the teeter-totter of the eclipse axis of love bouncing back and forth, the tarot has two core parts. We've talked about the minor arcana of the four suits as being human expressions of love, of those love letters. But then we also have the soul expression of love and the love lessons of Dharma. Let me put that in the chat. Dharma. How about I not make it capital? Is it going to pop up for me? Dharma, right there. The major arcana is love lessons of the soul, or Dharma. That word comes from the Sanskrit, and it means lessons. You've heard of the word karma. You've heard of the word karma, and this is the Dharma. Karma, Neshe and I had done a couple shows, Gather at the World Tree shows about karma and Dharma, because it's huge, huge ball of wonderful topic on that. The karma is essentially the results of the life that you have been living, the intentions that you have put forth, and the results of the seeds that you have planted in this time of living as a human being and prior. So there are all kinds of discussions about karma and what that is. That's the way I understand it. That's the way we had talked about it. But Dharma, this word here, Dharma, is about the learning of lessons, the lessons presented to you. Sometimes they are kind lessons, and sometimes they are lessons about the lessons that you learn, like don't put your hand on a hot stove. That's kind of a painful lesson. Yes, Neshe, the Karma and Dharma shows were awesome. They are archived at iTunes podcast. Gather at the World Tree on Star Nations Radio Network. Yes. Good shows. So if you want to go back and listen to Karma and Dharma. But talking about Dharma, that's what the major arcana portion of the tarot is. And so we have here one of the Dharma cards. Let me see if I can get that to the camera. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel. The Wheel. And you can see there, if you look closely, you can see, let me take down the seesaw so we can see. You can see in there, T-A-R-O-T. Oh, tarot. We know that word. We know that word. Tarot. Also, it comes from the Latin R-O-T-A, rota, which means wheel. So here you have the Wheel of Fortune. Rob is asking, isn't the word Dharma related to river? To be honest with you, I do not know the etymology of that. If someone can help me out there with Dharma being related to river, I'd appreciate that. I don't know. I don't rightly know. To me, I've always understood it, Dharma teachings, as being lessons. And it would make sense to me that lessons flow in and flow out. How is it that Pema Chodron, one of my favorite teachers, she always says that you'll be tested until you are no longer triggered. Some people might find that like the Chinese water torture, that the drop keeps coming, drop, 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 until you learn the lesson and you're no longer triggered. You're tested until you're no longer triggered. So if somebody can help me out there with Dharma being related to river, I'd appreciate that, because I don't really know the answer to that. Back here to the soul lesson of the Wheel of Fortune. That is the medicine wheel. That is the sacred hoop. That is the Celtic cross. The Celtic cross, you know, is the cross, but it has the wheel. So right there, soul lessons, the soul expression of love, the love lessons in the Dharma. Ooh, Jocelyn is getting to a good point here. But isn't karma also a lesson? Ooh, I love this discussion. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Karma, to me, is the results of a lesson that has been learned. It's the tail end of it. It's the winding up. It's the sincerely yours at the bottom of the letter. We've come to the end, for better or worse, for richer, for poorer. You know, karma is that piece of the lesson that is completed. And we're always working on karma. All of the people in your life, from your bestest buddies to your family, to your neighbors, to the kid that takes your groceries to the car, to your pharmacist, to the cop that patrols down by your kid's stop sign so people don't run the stop sign and run over kids. All of those people are part of your soul group with whom you have karmic ties. You've been down this road before. So we're coming together again to finish things up, and to dance around again a little bit. That's a very good question. Isn't karma also a lesson? I think of it as karma being, it's the result of the lesson learned. It's the reckoning of, this is what it is. It's life on life's terms. It's the soul lesson that is meant to be your wisdom, that can only be learned on the physical plane. Because, and this is important, this is coming in strongly, I can feel it right here. It's the soul lesson that can only be learned on the earth plane, because here is where, in our humanness, we forget that we are part of this wide, wonderful universe of oneness with Creator. We forget. So it's here where we have the choice. We have the choice to choose humanness or oneness in all of its degrees. In all, I don't want to say degrees necessarily, but in all of its temperatures, from the very chilly to the very hot and steamy. And speaking of hot and steamy, I was visiting the most beautiful botanical gardens over the weekend, and just being in with all those lush tropical plants. I got to see a bird of paradise plant. If you've never seen one, oh, it's just so gorgeous. They are so gorgeous. I wish I was able to put up a picture. but I'm not able to put up a picture. So all of those temperatures. Let's see here. Rob is saying, what I'm seeing, Dharma doesn't have a single meaning, but is varied according to Hinduism, Buddhism, or Jainism. Sure. I totally agree with that. There are ranges, there are frequencies and temperatures. I'm speaking of it from my perspective and my understanding. So there is the limitation of my language and my mind and my spirit. Yeah, and my filter. Right. So thank you for that. Dharma doesn't have a single meaning, but varied according to a different discipline. Sure. You have different eyes, you have different vantage points, you have different layers, you have the culture and the tradition, and different wisdoms. Sure. And Rob says it's related to mountain, not river, and in Hinduism refers to cosmic order. It's all on the wheel. It's all on the medicine wheel, the sacred hoop. Right. Good discussion. Good discussion. So, getting back to love letters. Getting back to this whole idea of love letters in the tarot and what they can give to us. I'm going to give this solo for a minute. What we can do in this time, especially in this eclipse season, is to open your heart to be more receptive to love. That's what happened last Thursday at the eclipse, February 15th. It was in 27 degrees of Aquarius, about living your enlightenment in loving service to humankind. And as you are living your enlightenment, you can also be receptive to love. So now we get to the part that is, hi Meg, thanks for joining in. We're talking about love letters in the tarot. And specifically, Meg, we're talking about a particular assignment that I was given to open my heart to be more receptive to love. And finding my eclipse theme song, my eclipse mantra, my eclipse play, my eclipse movie. Right. Theme song, poem, movie, script, love letters, writing your own love letter. My attention is drawn here to Ellen. I've got to put up her question. Can karma only deliver to you what you believe you deserve? Wow. That's a potent question. We're getting deep tonight. Thank you all. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you all for being open in your hearts to receive what's coming through. And looks like we're really getting into some deep discussion here. Can karma only deliver to you what you believe you deserve? Let me put it this way. I am a student of the law of attraction and Abraham Hicks. I like what it offers. I think it could go a little bit further. I think there are some holes in it, let's put it that way. But your question is very potent, Ellen. And this is the way that I think of it. The law of attraction states you get what you think about, wanted or unwanted. So if you say, I don't want to stub my toe, I don't want to stub my toe, I don't want to stub my toe, ow, I stubbed my toe. The universe only hears what you're thinking about, and you're thinking about stubbing your toe, right? So the universe hears, oh, stubbing her toe, let's give her some of that. So in a sense, I'm going to say it this way. With the law of attraction, you get what you feel about, you get what you think about, wanted or unwanted. And on my way back from rehearsing this weekend, I was listening to one of the programs of law of attraction, and this is very potent. It just kind of knocked me back in my seat. So let me share it this evening. It's talking about having your vibration, your thoughts, and your emotions in sync, so that you're not running around looking for your path. Oh, should I go this way? Oh, should I go this way? But being so in tune with who you really are, what you really think, what you really believe, so that the path just opens in front of you. And I think that goes along with your question. Can karma only deliver to you what you believe you deserve? I love when Meg talks about The Wizard of Oz, because there is so much in that movie. Remember, Dorothy could get home anytime she wanted to, but she didn't know that all she had to do was feel and speak. There's no place like home. That home. Someone's saying, I wonder if we are the ones to decide for ourselves. In a sense, yes. That's kind of what the law of attraction is, the way I understand it. In a sense, we do decide for ourselves in where we focus. If I focus on dancing, I'm just going to dance. I'm going to do the jitterbug, and I'm going to swing and shimmy a little bit, and I might tango and all of that. But if I'm thinking about, oh, don't stub my toe, don't stub my toe, don't stub my toe, oh, I stubbed my toe, I'm more likely to get that than I am the dancing jitterbug tango. Good stuff. You all are really on top of it. I love it. I love it. Whew. I want to be able to open it up for readings. All of you are sharing some wonderful things this evening. Great discussion about learning and love and the results of our thoughts and our feelings. And as we are in this time of especially the eclipses, the eclipse axis of love, as I call it, the axis of love. Let me see if I can give us both. Axis of love, the teeter-totter, Leo and Aquarius, two sides of the coin. Everything is getting real. Our hearts are being laid bare. It is a complete cleansing, and I'm not talking about a sprinkle or two at the baptismal font. I'm talking about Roto-Rooter. And I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about. You've been Roto-Rootered. I know I have been Roto-Rootered. And the thing is, For better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, we all signed up for it. We all signed up for it. But as I was getting to this show, one of my favorite quotes came up. And I'm going to give this solo so you can see it. You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen often to people who break easily, or who have sharp edges, or who have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off, and your eyes drop out, and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all. Because once you are real, you can't be ugly. Except to people who don't understand. And that's what we are becoming. We are becoming real. And for a lot of us, I'm seeing you with droopy eyes and your fur being loved off and you being left out in the rain or run over by the kid's tricycle a few thousand times. We're becoming real. And that process is not for those who have to be carefully kept or who break easily. This is the time of the Roto-Rooter. And I honor all of you who are taking that journey, who said, okay, okay. This passage gets me in the feels. It totally gets me in the feels. You know, I get choked up reading this passage. We're becoming real. Becoming real. So in this time that we have left, what I would like to do is open it up to mini readings. I love this part. I love when I get to interact with you in such an intimate way and really blessed by your hearts as we look at the Tarot Book of Love, Book of Life. And if you have a particular intention or question on your heart, something that you would like to know about becoming real, even though your hair is loved off and your eyes are droopy and you get loose in the joints and you've been run over by the kid's tricycle 500 times, or you've had to go through the Lego Walk of Fire, try walking on some Legos. Try walking on some Legos. So, if you have a particular intention that you would like to take to the Tarot Book of Love, please type it in, and I'll be glad to look for you. Or we can look at how you can be more open in your heart to receive the love that the universe wants to deliver to you. Taking a look here. Still talking about karma. I love that. Rob and Jocelyn, right. When someone hurts so many without regard, how does karma not come to humble, to open the eyes of the blind and selfish? That's a good question. I think, again, I'm going to address this from my own understanding, is that we come here to Earth School. It's like, I I've never been in the military, but I'm going to say it's kind of like what I understand basic training would be. It's hard. You don't get a lot of sleep. You generally run around like, what happened to me? What's going on? People yelling at you, telling you what time to get up, all that business. You come to the Earth School, and it's hard. There are heartbreaks. You hurt. You get sick. You also get to see a few sunsets and puppy kisses and maybe roll down a hill and play in the sandbox sometimes. Yeah. But you come here to choose to love, to choose to see how we are all created equal. And this question about how does karma not come to humble and open the eyes of the blind and selfish? I think we have that opportunity, but we have to choose it. We have to choose to open our hearts, to be receptive to love. Lots of good discussion going on here. Meg, yep, she knows about the Lego walk of fire. Lots of good talk going on. Very powerful, very potent. This is a real topic. This is about getting real with the authenticity of your heart. Okay. Ellen. She wants a mini looking at what is needed next in your work life. Burn bridges and walk. Release or stay and ride the tide. I like that. Let's see here. Okay. Hope you can see that all right. Here we have, let me move this down. Let me get myself solo. Here we go. Is that better? Here we have the 10 of Pentacles. This is reaping the rewards. For all of the investments that you have put in, you're reaping the rewards. So, in answer to your question, this tarot love letter says you have all of the resources and all of the fruition, all of the fruits. You know, your storehouse is full. Your storehouse is full. You can now choose to share that with others. You can choose to reinvest that. So it is completely up to you. So this is not about, well, let me put it this way. This is completely about what does your heart think? If you just walked away, what does your heart say about that? If you did a little bit of forgiveness on some situations that are occurring, how does your heart feel about that? And maybe changing some boundaries. Because just because your storehouse is full doesn't mean that you've got to go, you know, serve everybody homemade soup, right? You've got to leave some for yourself. So your storehouse is full. All your ships have come in. Your crops, the seeds you have planted, the crops have been raised. They're in your storehouse. The choice is yours. I'm going to say all of the power is in your favor because you're high on the hog, right? You've got everything you need. You are comfortable. You are on top of it. You are integrous. So whatever choice you in, because you have exactly what you need. I hope that's helpful for you in your decision. So thank you. Let's see. Holly is asking, let me put this up here. Holly, I may have the opportunity to start a new job, but I'm not sure if I'm strong enough for it yet. It seems made for me, and I'm wondering if the universe sent it my way. Any insight? I'm jumping up and down. I'm saying yes. But let's ask the Tarot Book of Love. The Tarot Book of Love. Okay. I'm trying to get the glare off of this. Here we have the Five of Swords. Swords, that's mental energy, right? That's your thoughts. Thoughts become things. Think the good ones. That's Totally Unique Thoughts by Mike Dooley. I used to subscribe to that. So Mike Dooley, Totally Unique Thoughts. Maybe I can suggest that for you, invite you to take a look at that. Mike Dooley, Totally Unique Thoughts. Thoughts become things. Think the good ones. 5 is the number of climax and change. So you've gotten to the top of the roller coaster. Now, do you hold on for dear life, or do you throw your hands up with glee and say, yeah, let's ride this roller coaster, baby? The choice is yours. Thoughts become things. Think the good ones. If it's tailor-made for you, if it's in your wheelhouse, if it fits with your vision of, oh, I could do this, I want to do this, it's yours. Thoughts become things. Think the good ones. Thank you. Thank you, Meg. Liked and shared. I appreciate that. Okay, Jocelyn is asking. The same that Ellen is asking. So Ellen was talking about stay in the game or find a new game. Okay. Here we have for you, Jocelyn. This is the Justice card. Card number 11. Excuse me. Number 11 is a master number of manifestation. Justice. Here we have justice with the scales of balance in one hand and the sword of truth in the other hand. There are some ideas that are still formulating. The truth is not yet known. The truth is not yet known. What I'm getting is that asking for clarification, asking to see the details, the fine print, the bottom line, asking a few more probing questions from the place of, this is who I am. What are you able to offer me? I know what I can do. I know what I can offer, but what can you offer me? So this whole idea of being in an interview situation where I know where I am, but what can you as an organization or as an individual offer me if I give my services to you? Not if, oh, can you give me a job? But if I give my services to you, what can you do for me? So truth needs to be revealed. More information. Thank you. Sonia, mini reading. How do I open my heart again to love instead of worry, fear, and second guessing? Oh. You know what? I don't even need the cards for this one. Sonia, I'm going to give you a poem. And I'm going to give everybody a poem at the same time. That's not what I want. I'm going to give this a solo. This is a lovely picture that I took at Niagara Falls this spring when I went up to visit my dear friend in New Hampshire. On the way back, I drove up there 18 hours. I drove back and I visited the falls. on the New York side. Isn't that a beautiful, beautiful picture? And this is from one of my favorite poems. This poem captured me back when I was at university. And at last, I know my love for you is here. I can see it all. It is whole, like the twilight. So what is this poem by Hennef? I think that's how you pronounce it. It is German. I've seen a translation of that meaning by the river from D.H. Lawrence. By Hennef, my absolute favorite poem. What does this mean? At last, I know my love for you is here. Well, in the rest of the poem, D.H. Lawrence talks about being at the river, just overlooking the river and the twilight. The twilight is descending upon the river. Like here in this picture, I visited at twilight. And he says, the love that I'm feeling, the love that I carry, it's all right here. It is whole like the twilight. But we get caught up in the lights and flickers and interruptions and troubles and anxieties and pains. But when I focus on the twilight and the soft shh of the river, that will last forever. You are the call and I am the answer. You are the wish and I the fulfillment. You are the night and I the day. What else? It is perfect enough. It is perfectly complete, you and I. Strange how we suffer in spite of this. That's the rest of the poem. By focusing on the thing that you love, by focusing on something that you really love, like maybe hurricane, knowing at last my love is here, my love for this, my love for life, my love for my beloved companion, my love is here. It is whole like the twilight. You don't have to worry about the lights and flickers and interruptions and troubles, anxieties and pains. Not that they're not going to come up. But if you keep bringing it back to, at last my love is here. My love for you is here. That's, I think, how to open your heart again. Wow, I've gone over a little bit. And I appreciate you staying with me. Nikki is saying, I had to make a decision today, and for the most part, I feel it was the right decision, but there's always a little bit of doubt. Sure. Opening your heart, especially in these times of rawness, when we are being roto-rootered. Roto-rootered. Here you go, Nikki. It's the Two of Pentacles. It's balancing. Balancing your resources. You only get one shot at this body here at this time. So you've got to balance giving and receiving. What Denise calls White Buffalo Calf Woman teachings, balance. Walking in balance. When you give, you also have to have your hand open to receive. One of my favorite quotes is from Rumi, the poet Rumi. He says, open your hands if you want to be held. When I first read that, it just kind of took me back. Open your hands if you want to be held. The freedom that you're seeking is in you giving something away. That's what spirits say. I hope that's helpful. The freedom that you're seeking is in giving something away. And I'm also going to say it like this. The raccoon trap. It's easy to trap a raccoon. You put a little juicy morsel inside this trap, and he sticks his little raccoon hand in there. Ooh, and he grabs hold of it. Ooh, I got this juicy morsel, and he pulls it out. He can't get his hand out. He can't get his hand out because he's got the juicy morsel. The only way he can get his hand out and be free is to drop that juicy morsel. Even though he really wants it. He really wants it. It smells good. He knows it's going to taste good. But if he holds it, he's stuck. So watch out for the raccoon trap. The freedom that you're seeking requires you to release something. I hope that's helpful. Okay, Jocelyn, burn bridges and walk away or stay and ride the tide. Yeah, I think we got that one, so thank you. No. Rob, did you catch mine above? Let me see here. No, can you retype it for me? Sarah. Hi, Julie. Love what you are doing. Your friend from 1,000 years ago. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Oh, wow. It has been 1 billion years ago. Thank you for coming to the tarot journey. I love that. Jocelyn, I love Niagara Falls. Lived 11 miles from there growing up. Perfect. You're like the raccoon with Girl Scout cookies. Oh, gosh. Nikki says that makes so much sense. I'm so glad. You are well. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Bless you. I know I've run over. I thank you all for staying with me. One last thing I want to leave you. One last thing. This made me a little verklempt. We'll be friends forever, won't we, Pooh? Even longer, Pooh answered. When you open your heart and you're receptive to love, your friends are everywhere. So thank you all for taking the tarot journey with me and talking about the tarot love letters. Before I let you go, I want to let you know that I have a special Eclipse Empowerment Messages grid here. So from 2016 to 2019, we're having all of these eclipses. This is the eclipse axis of love between opening your heart and receiving love and service to humanity and giving love, being authentic. If you would like a copy of this, please email thetarotjourney@gmail.com. Oh gosh, I'm sorry you can't see that. I need to move all these things out of the way. Right here. You can email me and I will send you a copy of this. These lovely little empowerment messages that you can use in your own walk. So for Aquarius, for the Aquarius eclipse that we just had, I am open to receiving love. I am in enlightened service to humanity. Maybe that empowerment phrase can help you as you are assimilating all of these new energies that are coming through, all of this cosmic enlightenment. Love from the whole universe is trying to pour in. Open your hand if you want to be held. So with that, everyone, may the peace that surpasses all human understanding be with each and every one of you. Om Shanti and good night.